welcome back to the Manor house that dates back to 1658, otherwise known as No Ordinary Home. Today you're in for a special treat because I am going to show you the haunted bedroom. And the reason we're going up there is because there is a piece of furniture that has started to get damaged due to the flood. So I wanted to show you that. But what I will say as we make our way up there is the first thing that everybody asks when they come to this house is it haunted? And the answer to that question is yes, it is. Now, when we moved here, I'm just being careful on the stairs, really creaky and old. When we moved here, we were really into ghost hunting. So we used to sit in the Great Hall. You'll have to go back and look at that video if you're not familiar, and ask questions. One night we asked a question, and that was the night we had to stop because everything went bonkers in the house. There was banging, it was absolutely scary. So then we stopped. But I'm willing today to ask this question in the haunted room and see if anything happens. Let's see, I don't know. Well, anyway, this room we're here, also known as the King's Bedchamber, as all rooms have names. And this is the King's Bedchamber because it is located in King Henry's corridor. So we can explore that maybe another time, because today we're going to the haunted bedroom. Now this room is really, really atmospheric, and for whatever reason I just feel cold in here. It's cold. I know we haven't got any heating, but I am entering a room that is slightly colder than the hallways. Now, it's a guest room. People do come and they stay here in this room, and very often, once we talk about it being haunted, they have the light on all night. One thing about this place, everywhere's got 4-poster beds. So imagine staying here in this room, and then you're getting ready for dinner in the spectacular dining room, which if you haven't seen it, please go back to the video. So just have a little walk around. This is maybe one of the oldest parts of the house again, when it was sort of a farmhouse before the additions were made. That door there was where you entered this room, and behind it was a staircase that went down to the front hallway. Also, this room has been shortened because over here, this wall is a stud. So I believe this room went back to the wall where the King Henry's corridor is. That's what I think. Now, it just so happens as well that the man who turned this place into a spectacular manor died in this room in 1892. This is what we call the haunted wardrobe, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. And we think the only place to have a bed where he would have died would have been against that wall, facing towards the fireplace, because on that wall would have been, it was a window, and on that wall is another window. So that back wall would have been the warmest place in the house. So this is the item I'm referring to. And a story about this, we bought this at a previous house, and we just wanted to have superior furniture. The price of this was £100. Now, we gave a deposit to the man, and we said, we'll pay the rest if you can get it up the stairs. So what did he do? he just dumped it in the hallway and went. So we got this for £100. But when we opened it up, it's got a label in there, Maples of London. And this is a really posh wardrobe, believe it or not. Anyway, I want to show you the damage on this in more detail, so I'm going to put the light on. Can you see? It's just covered in mould. I just don't know how it's all got up here. It must have become wet when the condensation's on the go. So that's going to have to be fully restored, which is a real shame, because the only way to get this down those stairs is to take it apart. There's no way anybody could carry it round that spiral stairs. It's just not going to happen. So let me go back now to why this room is haunted and why we call it haunted. Well, the reason is that when we first moved in here, this was our office. That was there, and our office was here. And my desk was somewhere along the back wall, and the man of the house desk was up that corner. I was sitting at my desk in broad daylight, and all of a sudden, that wardrobe started moving, and it was rocking side to side. I thought, what is going on? We'd both seen it. We just couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. But have I seen a ghost? Yes. And one day there was a knock at the door, and this man was behind it. When you live in a house like this, often weird people just show up. Oh, bulb out, need a bulb run. And anyway, so I opened the door and he said, can I come in and talk to you about the ghosts? I said, what ghosts? I hadn't long been there. Anyway, it turns out that the lady before saw ghosts too and had this man in to exorcise them. Anyway, over a cup of tea, he said, look, just don't worry, he said. There's only 2 left. I couldn't get rid of them all, but they're friendly. I said, oh, right, okay. Of course, I thought it was a load of gobbledygook, but I'm going to just show you something now before we think about asking this question. So, one morning, this is no word of a lie, it's true. I came round the corner from here, and it was 9:30 in the morning, and I just got to this corner. And I see this black thing in a cloak, and it just stood up and blew in my face. I turned round as fast as I can, and I stood at the top of the staircase. I screamed my head off. I thought, what was this? What was it? You know, and I'm not afraid of ghosts. I ain't afraid of ghosts at all, because I would never have moved in here. But since I've seen this, I just cannot spend any time in this property without the dog. There's just no way, absolutely no way. That dog follows me everywhere, and occasionally you do see things, you just, a black thing will just pop up. Well, I'll tell you another true story. Before we stopped the calling out, we used to have cameras set up everywhere, and we had one in the Crystal Lounge. You haven't seen that room yet. And when I played it back, this is no word of a lie, I saw a pair of legs walk through my armchair, and I thought, that's it. I'm doing no more video photography ever again. I thought there's just no way. Over there, just changing the subject, that's an ensuite. And when guests come here, we like to make them really, really comfortable. So those were personalised bathrobes. So you always get personalised bathrobes when you come here. So anyway, this question. Shall we ask the question? Well, the rumours were that everybody that's lived here hasn't had any children here. Don't know why, got no idea. But there's never been children in the house. The man who lived here in the 70s was reputedly to walk round the garden with his shotgun, prepared to shoot any child that came over the threshold. Anyway, so we thought we were going to invite a family here. So we got ready, got ourselves ready, started calling out, is there anybody there? Knock once, knock twice. And then when we asked this question, as I said, all hell broke loose. Tears was running down my face. It really was. I thought, no, I'm not going to be doing any more calling out. But for you guys, as one off, I'm going to try. I don't know if anything else, but probably not, because, you know, it's probably just a coincidence. But the question was, does the house like children? Are we able to bring to this house any kids? Total silence. There you go. It's all a load of nothing. Nothing to worry about there. So let's put the lights back on and we can just have a quick chat about what you're going to see next. In fact, let's leave them off. It's so atmospheric. The next episode is going to be the French salon, and boy, you are in for a treat. That room is spectacular. Think about gilt mirrors, painted ceiling. As I said, this is no ordinary home, and I do hope you keep watching.